Hey, it's your boy, Sergeant Hooked on Heroes. Here to hit you with another brand spanking new review for Osama Sentai King Oger, episode 7 now? 6? 6. I think 6. Maybe 7. I don't know. Whatever. It'll say that in the title. This is a really good episode. It was a nice follow up from the previous one about him coming back home, right? Gira coming home and the whole, reveal of, Kuwagata Zero and, the Oja Caliber Zero that Rockley's has, which we clearly know is going to transform him into Kuwagata Oger. Just in general, a lot of really interesting parts to it. So, where we ended off last episode, the Scorpion mech had actually hit King Oger with God Kuwagata Zero in there. With poison, right, and had poisoned all the mechs and stopped them, frozen their tracks, right. So a lot of this episode has the Nakospa citizens and the Ishibana citizens working together to try, or actually working really apart from each other and eventually together on trying to fix the mecha, right. Nakospa more on the technological side, thinking that's the only problem, and of course Ishibana more on the medical side. And so they're doing their thing, and of course there's a lot of Yanma and Himena tension in this episode. I feel like they probably will maybe sort of push sort of a romance for them. I think they will eventually grow feelings, completely have feelings for each other. I know that clearly Yanma has a thing for her, but I don't know if she cares about him at all. But I think that will change. And so they have some really good scenes back and forth throughout this episode. One of my favorites has to do with the backstory for her. So he keeps telling her, why do you care so much about this? And she keeps making up excuse. And he's like, that's not it. Come on, hit me with the real stuff here. What's going on? And so what ends up being is that many years ago when she was a child, she was 8, her parents in Ishibana were attacked by locusts, by locust mecha, basically. And this mysterious, stranger assassin person came in and basically injected the Scorpion poison, the Scorpion mecha poison, God Scorpion or God Sasarine, whatever, into each of them, right in their neck. Injection and killed them. And so she has a vendetta, basically, against the Scorpion mecha and wanting to use it to, experiment on it and find out how to cure the poison that it made. So that nobody else has to suffer that same pain. And she says that, and she goes, you would even know the pain of losing someone like me. He goes, well, no, but I never got to develop that pain because my parents essentially kicked me out. I never even got to meet them. I never even got to form a relationship with them. I've been orphaned since birth. So, yeah, no, I didn't get to form that pain. And so she was you can tell she feels like garbage because she was just being a cunt for no reason. But I like this backstory. I like her connection to the mecha, that it has a backstory to her. I like that it reveals a possible, locust King Oger, perhaps, in the future. Who knows? Somebody at least is in control of a locust mecha of some kind. But it's really interesting to give this kind of mysterious backstory thing to her and the reason why she was getting so heated about Sasarine in the last episode. Gira is also doing what he can to figure things out and, trying to stay one step ahead of Rockley's. At one point, he's hiding out with the other orphans, and the soldier comes in and he's like, oh, where is he at? Blah, what are you talking about? He's like, you're hiding, the fugitive Gira Rockley's or Gira Hasty, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, we're like, no, we're not. And he feels, but the soldier, clearly feels bad for, accusing kids and leaves. And clearly they are hiding him, but they're just trying to, not be a snitch. And so, eventually, Nakospa and Ishibana and Yama and Himena decide to work together because they realize it's a combination of both technology and medicine that needs to be together to create the solution for this problem, right? And so they're able to end up, curing the mecha. All of them are healed of the poison. And Himena ends up is able to pilot the Scorpion mecha, actually. And has a kind of a moment with it. She's kind of jealous that Gira is able to speak to the Shoe Gods. She goes, I may not understand, what you're saying, but I know what you want. And what it was to find the Kabuto, God Kabuto, because it's his friend. And that's why I actually poisoned the other mecha, was to keep them away, keep them, to the side, so they wouldn't get in his way of trying to find the Kabuto mecha. And it agrees, and it does show that's what I was going for. So it's really cool. I like that she has a connection to a secondary mecha thing. It definitely gives Gal Ranger and Wild Force vibes that way, where they had to kind of forge a connection with more than just their primary wild beast or whatever. So that's really cool. We also get this thing where a bit of a storyline starting up where at the same time of Himena and Yama, showing that they do somewhat care about Gira and they're willing to partner with him, sort of. We do have what seems to be Rita and Kaguragi Dabowski Hachoger, seemingly wanting to help Rockley's track him down for some reason. I don't really know why they want to do this so badly. I thought that was it's kind of odd. I mean, mainly for Rita, because she just proved his innocence an episode ago, so I don't know why it matters that much. But yeah, and we get some really good fight scenes. The team mostly transforming together here and there and fighting and doing some really awesome stunts. I really like the choreography. Some other people don't, and some other people are getting tired of the CG backgrounds things, but I'm kind of used to it by now. With this many episodes in, I know it's not that many, but still it's quite a few relatively compared to, nothing, I guess. And I'm just kind of used to it, it just doesn't bother me that much, and I kind of like it, honestly. I think it's neat. Mecha fight was great, and we get to have the Scorpion as part of the mecha combination this time, with Himena doing the finishing attack on the monster. The monster of the week is a Sanajin, whatever the monsters are. It's voiced by the same person who voices the Gabare Revolver. Right here, my little Gabare Revolver. And it's like this hunter who's like trying to like basically sniff out where the Scorpion mecha is. And it's really interesting seeing him like communicate with the other Sanajin and them communicate with him. It's cool to see they have like an intelligence to themselves, and they do kind of work like worker ants, where it's like a network of a hive network of information between them. I think that was really cool. But yeah, so that's like the main shtick of it, is him trying to like hunt down the Scorpion mecha while they're also trying to hunt down Gira. Because not only does Rockley's want Gira, to try him and put him in prison and blah blah blah, because he doesn't want to give up his power, but also the Bugnarok want him because they see him as a threat, because he's able to speak to the Shoe Gods, and they're not able to do that, so they see him as a threat and they want to kill him because of it, basically. Or at the very least capture him and force him to work for them, basically. So yeah, overall it's a really fun episode. Ends on kind of an interesting note as well, because at the very end of it, Gira goes back to the orphanage. You would think Himena and Yama would have like taken him prisoner, but each of them have a variation of something like, "Oh, he just escaped," or "Oh yeah, we were so busy fighting, we didn't see him leave." So clearly they like have a respect for him because he's so trustworthy so far. He's willing to protect people and put himself in danger just to keep people safe. And all that good stuff. They clearly have formed a bond with him. So at least the three of them have formed a bond. Clearly, Rita and Kaguragi are a little different, but I'm sure their moments are coming. Maybe Kaguragi's last, honestly. I think Rita is just playing the long game right now to figure things out. But he gets back to the orphanage, and Rita's there with Kaguragi, and they have a sword to the orphans, and she tells him that he's been, being arrested. So, really interesting end for the episode. Overall, I probably would give it somewhere around a 9 out of 10. I think it was a really fascinating, really entertaining episode. The series has been really good for me so far. I still don't know if I want the DX Oja Caliber. I think I would rather wait for Memorial actual sword size edition. But overall, I'm really impressed with it. I think it's a really unique take on Sentai. I like that there's these completely different, 5 different unique characters and the ways that they would be a ruler in general. I love the suits. I love the choreography. Fight choreography so far has been great. The mega fights have been really good. And it's just been really strong and entertaining right now. It really has been. But it's a pretty good episode, so I hope you guys check it out. But let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you in the middle? What did you think about him and his backstory with Sasarine and her parents? Do you think there's going to be a bit of a fling between her and Yama that might turn into an actual relationship? Which I haven't had in a while in Sentai. Now that I think about it, we have not had a full-on relationship on the same team in a long, long time. Now that I think about it. I guess technically you can call it Don Brothers, but that'd be like future Don Brothers, because that was like future Haruka and Shinichi that had a thing, which is really weird. But it would be cool to see the representation of course, having people in a relationship on the same team would be great. But yeah, it's been a really great ride so far, and I'm really enjoying it. Right alongside Neats, it's just a impeccable superhero time this year. It really is. Coming up on the channel, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm contemplating doing something related to Ultraman. I've been watching the Ultraman Zet dub, and I've been really enjoying it. So I'm thinking about maybe reviewing it in chunks, like the first 5 episodes, and then waiting, the second 5 episodes, and kind of going from there in little blocks. Mainly because I've never reviewed it before, and mainly because it's only 25 episodes long. So I think little chunks would be good instead of going episode by episode along with everything else I review on the channel. So definitely thinking about doing something with that. I did see the announcement yesterday that Blazer, Ultraman Blazer or Blazer or whatever it's called, is going to be a simultaneous release with English subtitles and also a dub, like an English dub again. So I'm excited about that and definitely want to check that out once it comes out because the Zet dub has been fantastic so far. It really has shown me what an English dub can do when done right for a production. Listen up, Toei. Sentai and Rider could be the same thing. You could do the same thing for them. You just got to put in the effort. You just do. So, so there's content on the channel this week. We do have my Geats 31 episode reviews up, clearly, alongside this review. I plan on at some point here pretty soon getting my review up for the CSA D-Scanner from Frontier, Digimon Frontier. And then also plan on doing, what's it called? Another one, a Tokutoy View on the Veil / Deathstream driver. I just recently got that and I love it, love it, love it. And I actually forgot to film anything with it, like a Henshin video or anything, before I brought it up to my desk at work, which is like a city away. But I plan on doing something with that soon, a review for that, and then maybe a Henshin video or two with that as well. And on the podcast this week, we'll be Frankie and I will be live at 7:45/8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be hopping on and having our Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always discussion, and then also our favorite MMPR moments, basically, right after that. And the Henshin Huddle, like always, talking about some good stuff. I hope you guys will tune in for that. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, for liking, commenting, watching, sharing, all of that good stuff, both here and on that channel, and also listening to us as an audio podcast. We really appreciate it. But yeah, I guess that's really all I got to say. So until next time, stay hooked on Heroes. I will talk to you later. Don't worry. It's okay. I'll be here next time. Bye-bye.